Whoa, 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 hold up. Are you saying that Angel Otero also makes Light Up Marquees for Arcade1Up CounterCades? And we're going to do a walkthrough install right now? Let's do it. Hey everybody, once again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of PDUBS Arcade Loft. Do us a favor if you're new to the channel, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to support the channel. Now let's kind of take a look here at everything that comes with the CounterCade kit when you order from Angel Otero off of Facebook. So as you can see here, we're going to have a cute sticker. We're going to put that on the back of the machine. Also, his wonderful thank you card. We're also going to have the illustrious Y splitter for getting power to the marquee, our hardware bag, which is just going to be a couple of screws, and of course, our marquee. Oh yeah, and don't forget one of the most important parts, that LED strip that he's got cut and ready to go for us. And here is our Dig Dug CounterCade marquee that Angel prepared for us, as you can see here. Double printed to allow for the proper amount of light transfer to go through. This should still look pink and orangish once we actually get it plugged in and powered up and lit from behind. No side brackets on this one, probably due to the shape of the cabinet itself, but the top and bottom brackets look pretty sharp. I'm digging the way this looks, can't wait to get it hooked up. Now the only tool you're going to need to get this kit installed is a screwdriver. This kit retails for $45, guys. That's right, $45 for everything you see here for the CounterCade. And if you want, Angel will include a dimmer switch, which you can hook up into the back of the machine to adjust the brightness level of the marquees. Maybe even use it as a power on-off switch, because it will allow you to go all the way on and off. You can get that for an additional $5. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on getting this marquee installed. All you're going to need is your screwdriver. Obviously unplug your cabinet, go ahead and remove your back panel from the cabinet because you're going to want to access all the wires and everything on the back of the cabinet. And of course, once the back of the cabinet is taken off, go ahead and get it unplugged from the power source. And from here you can go ahead and remove the top two screws that are holding the existing marquee in place. You definitely want to remove those screws completely, get those out of there. If you don't remove the screws, the marquee won't come out. Once you get the top two screws completely removed, what I like to do is, the goal is to swap out the marquees and get everything hooked up without completely disassembling the cabinet, right? So at this point what I like to do is I like to loosen all the screws on the side panels. That way we can kind of pull and push and get some separation to get the H panel as well as the existing marquee removed. So as you can see here, just like to get everything loosened up. And to also help with separation, I loosen the screws that are in the back of the cabinet that have the white brackets that connect the monitor to the side panels. I go ahead and I loosen those as well. That way we can easily get the cabinet separated and get things swapped out. And as you can see, once the cabinet was loosey-goosey, we were able to remove the H panel as well as the existing marquee. There's our existing marquee right here. And as I always say in all my marquee videos, these make fantastic wall art, free game room decoration. Go ahead and put a picture hanging hook on the back, hang that on the wall, and you'll be pleased. Now in full transparency, guys, I was a little worried when I first compared the marquees, had them side by side on my counter here with the coloring. Reached out to Angel, sent him a picture and said, hey, is this right? I just want to be certain. And sure enough, he confirmed that the prints are double printed in order for it to allow the light to come through without making it look all washed out. So once we plug it in, we should still see the same pinkish orangish colors that were on the original marquee. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get the proper LED placement set up, and let's go ahead, and the first step of course is get your LED strip put in. Now Angel sends the LED strip on an L bracket. What I'm doing here is I'm actually taking the 3M adhesive strips that he had and I'm flipping the location of them. I don't want to stand this LED strip on top of that cape, that K panel, that white panel there you see on the screen. I don't want to stand that up on there. I want to make sure that we have plenty of room in the cabinet for future mods, as well as to have proper LED light placement. Once I flip them to the interior of the L bracket, you'll notice here when we go ahead and get it set up onto the actual arcade machine, it's going to look really, really good. And right here would be the recommended LED placement, guys, to make sure that the light is evenly distributed out the front of the marquee. Just go ahead and put your bracket like this. You'll notice that the wire comes with a nice little sticky hook for wire management. Awesome touch by Angel to include that. I'm going to go ahead and stick this right here as well because I don't want that wire dangling through the cabinet. We'll be able to plug in the power wire from the back, which I'll show you. But that's your proper LED placement. And from here you can go ahead and start literally putting the cabinet back together. The first thing I did was get that little H panel put into the slots. That way I didn't have to fiddle with it later on. And then taking the smaller included screws that Angel sent you with the kit, went ahead and started screwing in the marquee. Obviously, I'm not tightening everything up yet. Got to make sure we get everything lined up the way we want before we tighten up the entire cabinet. Okay, we got the marquee lined up the way we want, so now at this point we have the marquee screws put in that Angel sent us, and we're going to go around the cabinet and start retightening all the screws we loosened in order to separate the cabinet, including the itty-bitty tiny screws connected to the white monitor brackets that hold the monitor into the side panels on the interior of the cabinet. Make sure we tighten everything back up that we had loosened before. Okay guys, time to get everything powered up. Now the way you power this up might look different than me because I already have that LED button kit that I installed on a prior video. Either way, it's just a mix of Y splitters, very easy to figure out, male to female, female to male, and you can get everything hooked up. Angel provides you a Y splitter. That's the Y splitter you see I have dangling down. If you don't have an LED button kit set up like I do, it's pretty easy just to split into the marquee as well as the PCB board. But in this case, I just got to do some flip-flopping around and make sure that all the Y splitters are connected and that the marquee plus the LED button kit are all receiving power as well as power to the PCB board. Once everything was plugged in, we screwed in the back panel onto the back of the cabinet, and this is what I always like to say, guys, this is the moment of truth time. Did we do this correctly? Or did we get everything plugged in? And boom! Our LED buttons as well as our Light Up Marquee lit up. Let's take a look here on a cheap cell phone camera. Man, I need to get that 4K camera. On a cheap cell phone camera, it's going to look a bit washed out, but as you can see, with the double printing, that marquee does look pink. It doesn't look red, and my original concern has been abated. Looks fantastic, looks beautiful. Well done, Angel. Really, really appreciate it. If you're interested in purchasing this CounterCade marquee kit from Angel Otero, I'll leave a link in the video description below for his Facebook. He only sells on Facebook via PayPal, but he's one of our most trusted aftermarket modding partners, and you can go ahead and get your orders placed. As always, guys, appreciate you hanging out upstairs with us, spending some time, although technically we were downstairs today. Do us a favor, though, make sure if you're new to the channel, you please consider subscribing, hit that bell for notifications, that way you don't miss out on any other future content. And Angel, as always, proud to call you a friend, and proud to say that I'm happy once again with a marquee purchase from you. Well done, sir. And also, shout out to Mr. Prophet, as always, for being the master of the graphic arts, and Angel, the master of marquees. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.